Hi guys, it's Scorpso3 here and welcome to another video. Today we'll be talking about the Klark Teknik CT1 microphone booster. Should you buy one? What are the pros and cons? No noise, straight up clarity. Let's get into it. So I purchased a Behringer UMC 404 HD audio interface from a local store here in town. And I paired it with the legendary Shure SM58 microphone, the dynamic microphone that is. And it's actually the one that I'm using right now. I was looking for that cost-effective studio broadcaster-like sound. What I found was when trying to power the SM58, the preamp I had to be turned up to almost 3 o'clock just to get peak listening levels for OBS. And it introduced a very, very slight noise. But what was more apparent than the slight noise was harshness of the voice sound. It was really quite apparent, and I thought, well, this is not the sound that I wanted. This is something that I don't think people would really like to listen to. And I have a very harsh voice, if you haven't heard it already. But I also realized that I had to be in very close proximity to the microphone. I had to be sitting right on top of it for it to work, just to get that correct level. And for me, that's not quite what I wanted. I wanted to have space between me and the microphone so I could speak from a distance, so I didn't have a microphone jammed in my face. And I also wanted to be able to back off the gain of my preamp because I felt that it was just too loud and too harsh. And hopefully that would also allow my microphone to be a little bit softer on the sound, so to make it easier for you guys and people to listen to. So I went searching. I did my Google search. I went off on my little tangent once again, and I looked at all the usual options. I come up with the Cloud Lifter, the Triton Fathead, the DM1 Dynamite. And I looked at all those options, but the cheapest one there is the Triton, the Fathead, which is $114. And I was like, whoa, like I just spent a fair bit of money already. And I was like, is there any other options? Maybe there is some other options that I don't know about. So after a bit more of an in-depth search, this is probably a good couple of hours on YouTube trying to find something else, I come across the Klark Teknik CT1. This bad boy right here, the CT1. Now, this was quite unheard of. There wasn't a lot of information about this to start off with, and I had to do a fair bit of digging, but what I actually come across was that this does almost everything. Well, it does everything that the bigger brands do, and I found it for $77 Australian. That's $30, $40 cheaper than its next competitor. And when you're talking about a Cloud Lifter, which is over $200, and you find something that could do the same job for almost a third of that, that's a pretty good deal. So I wanted to see if it was good enough. Could it do the job? So I bought it. I got one in stock. Klark Teknik don't sponsor this video. I had to purchase it myself. And what I found that when I picked this box up, it's relatively heavy. And I thought that's a pretty good sign that this could be quality. And when I pulled it out of the box, you don't get much in the box, mind you. You get some instructions, which is great. It comes in good foam protective covering, which is awesome. And once you pull it out, I like the fact that it's black. I like the fact that it looks, if you plug this in, you probably wouldn't even notice that it was there. It's heavy and it's sturdy. It's metal, or feels like metal to me. And you could run over this thing in a car and I think it would be fine. It's solid and built like a tank, definitely. And so after testing this, after plugging this bad boy in, obviously the first thing I found was that the gain, I could turn the gain down on my Behringer. I could turn it down to almost 12 o'clock. So that's like a quarter of a turn down. And still that took a lot of stress off the preamp, and it actually sounded, I felt that it's made my microphone a bit clearer. It actually, yeah, it made a pretty big difference. And the impact on the noise, a little bit whiny or any different type of noise or any hiss coming through, was minimal, was very minimal. Like from what I've heard on YouTube, very similar to the Cloud Lifter. It didn't honestly make that much difference. And for a third of the price, man, it was amazing to me. So yeah, I went for that, and look, and then it almost solved my problem. It solved my problem. I could sit back away from the microphone and talk, and I didn't have to have it in my face, which was amazing. So, the Klark Teknik, the CT1 did the job for me. I was really happy with it for the price, and I think you can find them cheaper at times as well. But that's amazing. So I would highly recommend you have a look at it. Definitely. I was pretty positively experienced, and I would recommend it. But what are the cons? What would I change about this thing? To be honest, not much. It can be hard to find. It took me a while to find one. I believe I found it on Amazon. It took some time, but we got there. It's heavy. It's heavy. So you got to think about how heavy is your microphone. The SM58 is pretty heavy. If you've got a heavy microphone plus this as well, you want to make sure your mic boom arm is in good shape. And to be honest, this is one thing looking back now that I might make a different choice. You got to think about, by the time you price in an audio interface, by the time you purchase the inline preamp, the Klark Teknik, so there you're probably looking like, depending on how much you get the preamp for, it could be $250 odd plus that. And you may not have to go to that preamp because that had 4 channels where you might only need 2 or you might only need 1. By the time, from what I did, by the time you purchase those 2 things, that is a good $300, $330 odd. It might be better for you depending on your use case. It might be like, okay, well, I only need 1 channel. I only want to stream and I don't want to do podcasting or anything like that. Maybe I could find a better product or something better for me, something that's going to be a bit more functional. So now I've honestly changed my device. I've gone to a TC Helicon Go XLR, and this doesn't require any preamp. This actually supplies, I think it's 69 dB of gain, which is huge, mind you. It's Midas preamps as well. And to be honest, this doesn't need the preamp, so I can run this microphone just straight from the Go XLR. But one of the things that the Go XLR gives me that the Behringer did not was that I can make adjustments to my sound easily in the software. I can route my audio devices through the software for chatting in games and playing music in games and that type of thing. I can route my software through my game so I can have my chat on a different audio input and output than other things like music or the system sound or the game sound. So yeah, if you're looking to do that type of thing, it could be better off getting away from the original audio interface and a inline preamp and going straight towards something like a Go XLR or something similar to that, which will give you some more functionality and give you everything that you need in one purchase. And I got the Go XLR for $250 Australian. So that would have been a lot cheaper to start off that way than do the route that I did. So just a quick video. I hope you guys found this of value. I definitely recommend the Klark Teknik if you've already got a microphone, if you've already got a preamp and you're just looking for something to take a bit of stress off that preamp and maybe clear up some noise. I'd highly recommend it. I'll put some links down below if you're interested in purchasing one. Hopefully you can get one in stock, which they were at the time that I was looking. And also for the Behringer. The Behringer is still a good preamp as well. So do you guys have any other recommendations for audio gear? Well, what do you guys use that you highly recommend? Throw that down in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and like this video for more. I'm Scorpso3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.